All right, welcome back to GMQC. We're joined by our plants and garden expert, Craig Hignight, and we've got a bunch of questions here. It's Mother's Day weekend. It's busy. Let's just get right into it. Kimberly asks, what kind of fertilizer should I be using on flowering annuals and perennials? How often?
Okay, I like a bloom booster. That's the one with the high number in the middle, and it should be used I usually suggest the 10th, the 20th, the 30th, 3 times a month. That's every 10 days. Dilute it according to the directions on the package.
Man's got a system. Stick with it. You have Jim who's asking, we purchased a bleeding heart last weekend, and the person at the nurse said that not to give it too much water. We checked on it a few days later, and the hearts were all dried up. Is there a way to try to bring it back?
Well, okay. Bleeding hearts are not happy with the extremely warm weather, so it could be that this plant is just going dormant naturally. They'll come back. A lot of times, bleeding hearts don't make it into June alive, but the root is still there. It'll come back.
All right, we've still got a bunch of questions. We're going to speed run these. Is it too late to prune a burning bush?
Lightly. You can do it very lightly this time of the year.
Joe is asking, how long does it take to see if dormant roses show life?
Well, dormant roses should be showing some signs of life. If you're worried about it, do the scratch test, start at the top, nick the stem as you go down with your thumbnail. When you find green tissue on the stem, that's where you start your pruning.
All right. Can you tell me why my lilacs were less than average in blooms, plus they bloomed early?
Oh, a lot of things bloom very early this year, and I think a lot of it is laid off to the dry weather we had last fall. And make sure that you've got a nice mulch bed around that so the plant is not competing for food and water with weeds and grass.
All right, Andy, we've got his question. I'm looking for a combination fungicide and insecticide for my garden plants. Is there one?
Yeah, the all-season oil has some fungicidal properties, and the neem oils. Just remember that these oil sprays should be sprayed at dusk. You do not put them on a plant when the sun is full hot on the plant.
All right, when can I move iris bulbs?
Iris bulbs, about the 4th of July.
All right, perfect. And
you can
yeah, I'll just do it. When should I cut back my lilac bush? It only has lilacs bloom on the top. Is there anything we could do to help it bloom more across the whole bush?
Yeah, you just, as the flowers fade, you just go ahead and take the flowers off and cut back very lightly. Again, some fertilizer around the base of the plant would be good. And, you know, when it gets dry in the summer, give it some water.
Craig, what's the best thing to use to kill grass and weed in a large area?
I would use Killzall. It will kill anything that it touches. Keep it away from your desirable plant material, though.
So kills all. Good to know.
Killzall.
My Chicago hardy cherry tree did amazing last year, but as they ripened, the squirrels stripped it clean. How do I prevent this year? That's
why they invented squirrel netting. It's a netting that you can throw over the tree. You have to crawl in under it to get the fruit, but the birds and the squirrels won't be able to get at the fruit.
All right, quickly, is now a good time to cut back my Forsythia? Is that what that is?
Forsythia?
Forsythia?
Forsythia.
Ah, there
Forsythia?
you go. He knows.
Well, yeah, they've gone out of bloom, so now is the time to go ahead and prune Forsythia.
All right, this one just says, does Saturday lime really work?
Does the what?
Saturday lime.
Saturday lime. I'm not familiar with Saturday lime, to be perfectly honest about it, but like any additive to the soil, do not get carried away. You could really mess up the pH in the garden if you get carried away with certain soil amendments.
All right, and then Teresa's hostas got hailed on. Is there anything she could do to bring those back?
You know, they're going to be fine. They're just going to be damaged for right now. Hostas are still putting on a lot of growth, so hopefully the new growth will go ahead and cover up some of that ugly, damaged foliage. It's just a blemish. The plant is going to survive.
Our last question right here. Lilac bush buds look like dried flowers. Will they be okay? Tried everything with this big old bush. What's next?
Well, the thing is, you know, like I keep hammering on, you know, mulch around, organic fertilizer. Once you see all the other lilacs in town going out of bloom, go ahead and give it a very light pruning across the top.
All right, thank you so much for joining us here, Craig. If we didn't get to your questions, I apologize. Thankfully, we only had a couple more left. But yeah, I hope everybody can enjoy the Mother's Day weekend.
Have a good Mother's Day. See you next Wednesday.
We put aside 10 minutes for this. We still have
And
more
we still
questions.
ran out of time.
That means we just got to keep doing more and more of them. But be sure to join us for the Facebook each and every week, like I said, with Craig on Wednesday. There you can submit your questions and then be part of our conversation. Thank you again, Craig.
You're welcome.